And so you have a focal point of people gathering, which is your store, and you have a cultural uprising, awakening for that generation. So, so how does that translate into what you then create?
Well, honestly, anytime I see hip hop, I don't think of music. I think it's just music is a branch of hip hop.
Okay.
And so when you say about creating, that's the deep one because you're talking about dancing, dancing, everything, even in business,
Sure,
yeah. So it was inspiring. So we are like in a world of hip hop is like the world, in essence of we got clothing, and so it was. I would say to answer your question, it was inspiring.
It was inspiring for you?
Yeah, it'd be a business person.
She was throwing parties back then.
Yeah.
So it made it stronger for you to go to her store and know what red, black, and green outfit you gonna wear.
Yeah.
And then she got a party.
Was it colors, right?
Yeah.
Cross colors, right? Yeah.
So that made it more stronger when she threw the parties. It was just
Because then you had some place to wear the clothes that you just bought.
It was you see do the right thing later on.
Right.
It all coincide. It was a good time.
All right. So for each one of these perspectives on that, I would like to share that with the audience.
Well, will you repeat the question for me?
It was having this flashpoint, right? You two being immersed in it and growing up in it. So when you went out and you saw this hip hop culture, how did that affect your creativity and what you wanted to do, being immersed in that, right? Being surrounded by that.
Oh man. Well, it made.
And in what direction did it push your creativity?
Well, it forced me to find myself because I was so influenced by so many people that were around me. Like when I started rapping, like the first person that I went back and forth with was Invincible. So like to rap back and forth with Invincible was like a big deal.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't hold my own, but I found myself writing and sounding like her. So when I left Detroit, I went to go and find myself, find my voice. But I could never escape the hip hop element of it because that's just naturally who I am. That's where I'm rooted. So it forced me with any music. It's like you want to be the person that pushes the boundaries. You want to be the person that pushes the whatever it is you're doing to another level. What your sound is. What mark am I gonna leave? All these amazing marks have been left on this amazing and incredible culture, this genre. How do I leave my mark? How do I do?
How do you find your place? Yeah.
Exactly. So it forced me to carve out my.
And leaving Detroit allowed you to do that. Allowed you the opportunity to.
Learning in Detroit allowed me to do that,
Okay.
and then leaving allowed me to polish that gem.
Okay.
Yeah.
The hip hop community, I pretty much had. Well, first I have to say I grew up 6 Mile Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Shaper.
I mean that's the name of the hood. So it's just very rich music history. I lived down the street from Mossy Ski, from Detroit's Most Wanted. So I remember being in middle school having a tape like, hey, yo, I live down the street from this dude. Like, no, you don't, you lying, And then I went to school with Jack Frost's brother. You're like, oh yeah, but Jack Frost, my brother, you lying. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Everybody claiming.
yeah, and with that, it was a guy named AK, Tone Scott. He had AK and the Nutty Buddies at the time. And he was also working with Prince Vince and the Legion. Now, it was 2 dudes who lived on the corner from me, Bart and Lappy. They was just like the coldest jitting dudes in the city, you know what I'm saying? And they was at a party one day, AK was DJing, and he like, y'all gonna tour with me. So they toured with him and went to Freaknik, Jack the Rapper, and all this stuff. And I'm like 10, 11 years old hearing all these stories like, I have to be a part of that. Like, wherever y'all going to make that happen, like, I want to join. You know what I'm saying? So they like, let me hear you rap. So I spit for them, and they like, man, we be going to the hip hop shop, and they started a clique called Shadow Nation, and that's how I met a friend of mine, La Peace, and Jason, and North Star, Red Scott, got a million names, but they used to be in this basement playing Far Side. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just break dancing and just a whole different culture than what the average Detroit cat was. Because I mean, Detroit really wasn't hip hop
Central.
per se.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's certain kind of hip hop, I'll say, because it was real. A lot of West Coast, you know, everybody's listening to Spice One, E40, Tupac,
Right.
you know, and then I'm in school quoting Black Sheep. They're like, "What is that?" You know,
Right.
so for me to find this place, you know, I asked my man, like, "Where do y'all go?" Like, I'm gonna go to the hip hop shop and bring you up here. I'm like 14, and I'm just amazed to see all these people dressed like me, listening to what I would be listening to. I'm like, okay, this is home, you know. So
Yeah.
then I heard about the Rhythm Kitchen, Ebony Showcase, and all that, but I wasn't old enough to get
To
in.
be in, yeah, to be a part of it, right.
So
Thank God for older sisters and their IDs.
You can get it a little early. Get it a little.
see, I was outside cussing somebody out for not letting me in.
Yeah.
I was just thinking there's so much honesty that comes from hip hop.
Okay.
And I think that's where the appreciation is, you know, and a person goes into the depth of their soul and their true being, and that's what's expressed, and that's part of the life that you live through hip hop is being, you know, who you really want to be and being yourself. That's what I was feeling when you were speaking. And talking about your travels.
Yeah.
Basically, coming up in Highland Park, there was a guy by the name of Pete Groove that we grew up with. He was dropping records when he was like 15 years old. He had a little laid out studio. So he was like the epitome in our neighborhood to try to be a client of his, you know, buying studio time, but you had to be cool to really get in the studio.
Right.
He was working at the Michigan Citizen at the time, so we would make our little demos and he would write about them. You know, we performed at like Latin quarters and church basements all around the neighborhood and things on the east side and stuff like that. So when he put it in press, and we can tell our friends that we were in Michigan Citizen.
Right.
You know, it was real bugged out being so young, but
Is that a boost to your confidence to be able to do
of course.
that?
And then
Yeah.
Pete Groove, he was in the neighborhood, you know, fancy cars, you know, pressed up vinyl cassette tapes, and you know, at that time Jay Dilla was his student. You
Right.
know, so to see all that materialize, we had to stick with it, you know, because it was so much going on at that time, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna really go off cliff note. We had a group. We went to the hip hop shop, and one of the members, Conflict, happened to battle Proof. So you got you in here with Proof at Maurice Malone's spot. Hip Hop shop. We got the crowd. This our first time going. But we the Dreadnoughts. Everything else, dog, we the Dreadnoughts. And I'm not gonna say that Flick got ripped, but of course, you at the spot with the man.
Right.
He got the crowd no matter what. That's when I had that, oh, we gotta have that.
Right.
And kind of when we got that, when I knew it was just the movement and all that was at the Lush.
Oh, the lush.
Lush Lounge.
Lush
Ham
Lounge.
Travis.
Yeah,
Right.
I was old enough to get in the rush.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh man.
Every Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Every Wednesday. And that was a hip hop family.
Yeah, that's
Cliff
what
will tell you that was a hip hop family. Everybody came, different groups. It was Teamsters. It was Dreadnoughts. It was y'all group.
I gotta, you know what, I have
Lab
to
Animals.
Yeah.
I ain't mean to cut you off, but I have to add that the movie 8 Mile did a lot for that too, because a lot of y'all I met on the set of 8 Mile, like Super MC, Fat Killers, Obi Trice,
goodness.
all of them I met on the set of 8 Mile, and then they
all those
became
people was
fat.
at the Lush.
And it wasn't just like, of course, like at the end of it on the Wednesday, hey, y'all going to the Lush after this? What's that? Oh man, this is a little spot. Everybody gonna be there. Eminem was there last night.
It was like it was a tiny place. Too. It
Small,
wasn't that big.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was the dopest rap spot you could go every Wednesday.
Right.
every Wednesday. Ike Love, Contact on the ones and twos.
And they record it every week. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody can get them to put that footage out, like, please.
Rap battles.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? And so when it became that, it makes you want to be like, yeah, I want that.
Mhm.
I saw Redman in an interview one time, and I'll never forget it. If you could grab the mic and say, yo, say ah, and they say it,
That's it.
that's it. That's it. That's it. That feeling. You know what I'm saying? That's what the
Like a
love.
drug, isn't it?
Yeah.